Thank you, Zia, and thank you, Dr. El. I think now we can open up if anyone has questions they want to type into the chat, or if you want to raise your hand or unmute your mic. Um, that was a really interesting talk, and I'm really inspired by the passion that you are bringing to the department with some of these wellness initiatives. I think I'm excited about the direction that you're taking. So thank you.
Thank you, David. Zia wrote me a recommendation letter for that.
Yeah, it was really interesting to see how you're taking the department forward and trying to bridge in things that are relevant in industry to academia, because sometimes I think there's that disconnect, but it's good to see that it's working towards that.
So Hesham, with your vision, and it's how unique or trend setting it is. Are you finding this similar across the College of Engineering, or are you kind of setting the tone?
So, am I mute? No. So definitely, Ohio State is in a very good position for this wellness. I give credit to the leadership because when we started digging into this, we found out the School of Nursing or the College of Nursing is a pioneering college when it comes to notions of wellness. I would say in terms of taking it to engineering, I would like to think that we're pioneering and leading the way, not just at Ohio State, but nationally. So everybody is realizing that students are facing a lot of mental pressure. And I would add to that faculty too. Faculty are nationally very stressed out. I would say the key innovation in our concept is we're not looking at this as just a way from an, if you will, a negative perspective. We definitely want to care for people who are stressed out, but we also look at this as enabler for creativity. So I genuinely believe that if people are having fun and happy in a positive environment, they will create. So I want to be proactive. I don't want to wait until people are stressed out and then deal with the notion of how to help them to relieve the stress. I want the idea that we should be inspired instead of stressed to be a foundational idea. And actually it goes, I can tell you a personal side of it, like my research. Over the last few years, you see people being obsessed with the number of papers, the funding, how much money I'm bringing, how many grants I'm getting, those kind of things. But when you actually look around at how many great ideas are coming out, well, definitely not proportional to the hard work that's coming into the play. Because people are now so much into the wheel, so much running around, so much under pressure to produce things. And they are not really coming at this from a curiosity anymore. So my belief, and I think most of us in the department, the overwhelming majority agree with me that we need to rediscover this. We need to reinvent it in some way and align our interests. So we have people who like to do things in a certain way, like the experiment I was mentioning today, the large online experiment. Everyone from our faculty is coming to this with a different perspective. Everyone has a strength. Some of them like to record things. Some of them like to do it online. Some of them like to record it and do a flipped classroom. What I'm asking them is run those experiments, create and innovate, try to get data so we can collectively come together in the summer and learn from each other. I don't want to come in. I never do that stuff. So I never went to them and says, here is the way you should deliver the course. No, let's try your way, but get the data and iterate on it. I think they are having fun. I feel people are happy and I enjoy it.
There's a question here in the chat about a Caldwell lab update. Do you have anything to say on that?
Okay, so we were working on renovations. Ryan was leading the way of making Caldwell look much more pretty than it is. In terms of a new building, this was something that we were planning to put in front of the queue of the capital projects for the college. So the college was focused on what they call BMAC 1, BMAC 2, and we wanted Caldwell to be the one after that. The reality of the situation after the outbreak, the COVID-19 challenge, is we don't have clarity now on how those capital projects will move forward. So we want to wait and see how the state budget, how the priorities will change. We definitely are interested in state-of-the-art facilities, but what we have been focused on is more our people. And I think our investment paid off, because that culture is what allowed us to continue to excel at a time of challenge. So we didn't forget about it, but I think an honest assessment that it's now on hold until we figure out how this COVID-19 challenge will affect the economy of the state. Yeah, the AFRL connection. So the AFRL connection, so it's related to ESL and beyond ESL. That's a question by Barry. So the Center of Excellence that I refer to in hardware security is ESL. Waleed is a faculty in ECE and ESL. But Chippy also have very strong connections with AFRL. Signal Processing Group has very strong connections with AFRL. Lee Potter, Phil Schneider, Randy Moses. Randy is our senior associate VP, but he's still affiliated with that. So that particular center is with ESL, but the relationship with AFRL is definitely encompassing the department in different ways. I think Chippy actually was formed with the help of the chair of our industrial advisory board, Bill Borger, and he's an AFRL alum. I do not know what's CRADA, so maybe I do not know. So the Center of Excellence is an AFOSR funded. It's a competition that runs by AFOSR. I don't think it's a special program. But I can definitely get you more information through an offline communication about this.
Hey, Hashem, maybe you can comment on some of the key factors that caused that dramatic rise in the rankings of our graduate program from 30th to 22nd.
So it's our focus on spreading the word about our quality. So ranking is a vote by different department chairs about the department. And we always believe that we are underappreciated and underranked. Last year, we made a concerted effort to invite department chairs to visit us, to encourage our faculty to go and present our department in different places. Ryan did an excellent job of promoting the department in the nation. We are actually launching an initiative. I should be sending the email this weekend of getting department chairs in Ohio together. And it cannot be more timely than that. So we want to get them together. We want to collaborate and learn from each other. And as a byproduct of that, they will learn more about our quality. As we are seeing this challenge, I think Ohio State has the capability and has the responsibility also to work with other departments, to help them if they need with our resources, and to learn from them. They have a lot to offer. So we want to build this relationship with departments in Ohio, and a byproduct of that, people know more about us. So what we did last year was very focused on spreading the word, and it pays off. But on the long term, the stability of the ranking and the jump to the top 10 is about excellence. Is about the excellence of our students, is about the excellence of our faculty and staff. That's what lasts. So it worked for us last year because we were already in an excellent position. It's just people didn't know much about us.
Another question. So for alumni who are watching and they're interested in helping contribute to the growth of the department, what suggestions would you have for them to kind of get involved, or steps that they could take in order to assist the College of Engineering?
Feedback, ideas, support in all forms. So this is a journey we go in together. So the idea from today was to share with you our thinking. Would love to hear from you when you were going through your education experience at Ohio State. What worked for you? When you look back from your experience right now after you've been in the real world for a few years, and I don't necessarily like the expression of the real world because the university is real too, but how do you see that now? Would you have liked us to open up our curriculum more and allow you to take more classes in art and science, in business? Did you feel that there are certain aspects that were missing? Have you heard about things that excite you that from graduates of other places? Again, this has to be our collective wisdom. So engage with us, let us know what you think, send us feedback, work with us through this journey, because the way I see it, we go through education, we think of the best thing that happened to us, and we want to make it even better for kids who come after us. And as we're moving, one of the things that will happen next year naturally because of what's going on right now is people will start question the value of traditional higher education. If we can deliver all the courses online, why do we need to be on campus? Now, we should not be tempted to think education can be boiled down to coursework that's delivered online. When I look back at my life, what changed my life was few discussions with faculty that happened outside the classroom, and I still remember them till today. When I was a PhD student, it was my advisor. When I was undergrad, I still remember 3 discussions with 3 different faculty that came off in a casual way when I was asking about something, and they changed my life. So I believe higher education is about allowing this ecosystem. However, that doesn't mean we have to stick to only the traditional approach. We should use technology. We should use online tools, but it's not just delivering material online. And that's going to be a challenge for people to adapt. And it will be an opportunity for us to come up with things that we did not think about before. So this is a journey that your insight, your opinions, your experience will be very useful to us.
Thank you.
Hashem, you mentioned a lot about the recruitment goals around diversity and underrepresented groups to try to help, and especially aligns very closely to the wellness goals and that you have with the new vision. Being that I'd like to make this an annual event so we can show our progress toward those, what's our baseline right now as far as percentage of our population students in those areas?
13%. The percentage, it's not something, there is a long room for improvement. I think the percentage of students, female students and underrepresented in the undergrad is 13%. In the grad, it's a little bit less than that. It's probably the same as the national average. It's something that I deeply think can be improved significantly. But that has to be a collaborative effort, because the way it is right now is the recruitment for the first year is managed by the university, not managed by us. So we can only improve our diversity by promoting ourselves more to the students in the first year. And one of the things we feel will be very useful in that is this notion of a community of grand challenge. Because just from everything I read, kids those days are much more mature than me when I was a kid. So they pick major thinking about, I picked my major because I was good at math and science. I was bad at everything else. So I just came to EC. I had no idea why I was doing that. I couldn't really care less. It was interesting and I was just doing it. When I look at kids now choosing their major, they are thinking of things like, how will this change the world? What's my impact on society? ECE as a discipline didn't do a good job necessarily historically in highlighting our impact in society. So kids don't really understand that if you actually want to if you want to actually cure cancer, ECE can actually can be your discipline if you want to cure cancer. You don't have to go biomedical engineering to do that. We are not doing a very good job in this, and so it's not just a promotion or advertising. It's actually changing our curriculum to keep highlighting and emphasizing that throughout the time. So this is what we're taking, the approach we're taking to make sure that it's a lasting impact. One other thing is the notion of role models. So last year we held focus groups for our women students, and to see how our environment is perceived and how we can be more inclusive. And one of the things we heard is that they find it really useful when they see role models. So we're starting a series of events where we actually, I think it's once every semester now, where we invite them to meet our outstanding women faculty and researchers. And it's actually very highly attended. The number of full professors, female full professors, grew from 1 to 3 last year, because we successfully promoted one of our outstanding associate professors to full professor, and we hired the first female endowed chair in the history of the department, Professor Eileen Yoner. So we actually try in our distinguished seminar series to bring role models, because at least from the focus group and also from things I read, when they have doubts about their ability to succeed in a field, when they see people who have succeeded before, it makes them feel more included. It makes them feel positive about this. So it's a long-term strategy. Every year we're working very hard, but I think we're going to be successful in achieving our goals. Carnegie Mellon, computer science at least, achieved parity last year, male-female parity, by changing their admission criteria and by being smart about it. So one of the things they did in computer science, for example, is introducing certain classes. So they observed that out of high school, male students have more programming skill than female students. It's not that because they are smarter, it's just because they were spending more time in programming. So what Carnegie Mellon did was actually introduce a class for incoming female students just for programming. And as expected, after this class, the skill level was the same. So because they just spent time doing it. So they changed the admission, they introduced those things, and now they achieve parity. And we strongly believe that diversity is essential to success. Diversity in everything, intellectual diversity, gender diversity, ethnic diversity, diversity in socioeconomic brackets, bringing people with different background, different perspective, different views is essential for success. Our discipline will not succeed if we don't understand that. So this is a service we're doing for the whole discipline, not only for our department. ECE and computer science and mechanical engineering cannot be singular in their views. They have to be diverse. They have to listen to people who come with different ideas. And by opening up this way, I think we're moving in the right direction.
Just want to throw it out to the audience to see if anyone out there has a question. One of the areas that, since I've been involved more in the department the last 5 years and really learning what opportunities and research and everything's going on, one of the things I think that really hasn't been touched on yet in this session is just the amazing set of opportunities that undergraduate students have today. You know, all the different clubs related, the undergraduate research. Basically, when I was there 30 years ago, no one in undergraduate did research. So I don't know if you want to touch on that, because I know it would line greatly with your Grand Challenge community type efforts.
And that's one of the big differentiators that we need to focus on from the simple online delivery of stuff. Kids learn more when they are engaged in experience. It's not just sitting in a class. And as I agree with you, Mark, it's aligned with this community. I think that the idea now is just to be laser focused on it. So it was going for sure, and there was a lot of activity. but just aligning all of us in the same direction. That's what's actually happening right now. Realizing that this is, if you want to have a top PhD program and you are thinking strategically, start with us and build undergrad, because those are the kids who will build your top PhD program. So don't wait and recruit the kids at that level. Work from the beginning, because that's what's going to happen. If you want your alumni to go to the industry and then stay connected with you and help you build your research program, work with them when they are undergrad. So this continuity, being intentional about it as a department, is my hope that we all come together and move in that direction.
Zia, do you have anything else you want to?
I think that's it for me. I know we're also kind of getting the time right.
Yeah, we're about that hour mark, so wanted to make sure we give people opportunity. I think this is a really good overview. Hashem, I appreciate you taking the time and putting this together, and Ryan helped organize. I've always said that, since I became more involved, with the department, everything has just been amazing. It's something that I've grown to really appreciate and understand so much better by seeing some things firsthand and just understanding how much the department has changed. And I think the more we can get that word out to the alumni and get them involved, I think that'll help your efforts, Hashem, just from a standpoint of helping with the perception and passing the word around, as well as getting alumni involved. So I thank everybody who's attending. So feel free to reach out to us via the methods that Zia put up. I think, Zia, we have a couple action items here as far as how we get that feedback from the alums. It's something we can do and help with providing that for Hashem so that they can go ahead and continue to chart their course.
So just thank you all. Thank you, Mark, Zia, Ryan. So companies make gadgets, Wall Street makes money, we make people. So we are very proud. It's all about you. That's the main thing. At the end of the day, it's our students, it's our alums. So that's it. So if we're doing something good, it's actually you excelling where you are and continue to give us feedback. So the next generation will be even more excelling and more amazing than you. Thank you.
Okay, that's great. So we'll go ahead and record this. We'll finish the recording. We'll post it. We'll get it communicated so other people can go ahead and see all the great stuff going on. Hey, Ryan, did you want to go ahead and showcase any information where people can get more, any spots where people can get more information?
Yeah, I think hopefully you can hear me. I just unmuted. I think the greatest strength that we have is our numbers. And if we can all collectively use those numbers, people all over the world, in a word of mouth way, we can really make a whole lot of change. So if anybody wants to stay connected to what I have been doing on a daily basis, we've got Facebook, we've got Twitter, we got LinkedIn, all those things. I'll be putting up broad snapshot of research and stories about faculty every week. So
it's all about Ryan. This whole ranking thing is Ryan. I'm just like, that's the reality of it, man.
Yep, and I think it's ece.osu.edu, right?
Yes, the website. Yes,
it's a good start for everything. So,
stay home, please. This is a personal message. Has nothing to do with the thing. Please stay home. Don't listen to the media if it says you should go out. Stay home, please. We want you safe and healthy. Everything else can come after that.